In the comments of my last video, a lot of you were asking why can't Amorim see what was happening? I think it's fair to say he did, and we saw United play a lot more direct to break lines, and Sesko at times was a benefactor of that. Let's look at the positives before I rip into this game. This is after 1 minute and 15 seconds. From here, Dalot has a passive inside ball, but goes long to Sesko, and although the ball gets cut out, it was a sign of intent. This is positive play. Maguire is coming onto the ball, and it's one line broken and another line broken to put Sesko in. Shaw is on the ball, with Cunha scanning on the inside, but Shaw goes down the line to Sesko. It's a good touch, but he gets crowded out. Here we have a forward ball, and in 3 passes, United are on the edge of the box. This was a decent passage of play. Fernandes to Ugarte. Shock horror, ball into Sesko. He lays it off. As the ball is recycled, Ugarte with safer options breaks another line to Cunha. From these few examples, we can see the difference in approach to the Chelsea game. This was some slick football. Shaw into Dorgu. Remember my analysis of the Fulham game, where in this position, Dorgu took a touch instead of playing Shaw in first time. Here, he plays it first time. Another first time ball from Shaw to Cunha, pop off to Shaw, then into Sesko. Maguire is on the ball, but if we look at what's happening between the lines, Hickey has his arm out pointing to Dalot. He can't step out because of Mbeumo, and Van den Berg isn't going to open his pocket for Sesko. United take advantage of the indecision, and Dalot plays Sesko into a good position. How many examples did I show in my Chelsea analysis of Sesko making runs and being ignored? He gets played in here though. This is at the end of the game, but a good pass from Dalot into Sesko. So we saw a shift from passive passes to play more penetrating passes, which got Sesko into the game more. But was this a direct reaction to what happened in the Chelsea game, or were these tactics specifically for Brentford? Brentford have an athletic team with an aggressive press, and it may have been the tactics to play forward quickly to bypass their press, overplaying square or backward passes that may play into Brentford's press. Either way, it was a big shift away from the passive, short-sighted passing we saw last week. Now, many of you want Amorim out, and that's fine with me. I reiterate what I said in my new Amorim ball video. I'm neither for or against him, but there were things that happened in the game that had nothing to do with Amorim. If we look at the first goal, how can we end up in this situation with Maguire one-on-one with Thiago? If we move this back, United's rest defence is in position, so Shaw needs to hold that position and even tuck in a bit to prevent that one-on-one. But Shaw just wanders into this position of no recovery to this long ball. This is the build-up to the second goal, and this is one of the worst pieces of defending I've seen. As the ball is in the air, Dalot is in a good position with Sade, but for some reason he runs away from Sade, putting De Ligt in this 2-on-1, putting Sade in. What was Dalot thinking? But once Thiago gets on the blind side of the defence, Shaw has to make more effort, but it was a limp attempt to get back to Thiago. This is disgraceful football. Well, it's not football. United lose the throw-in, but look at the reaction of Shaw and Dorgu. Heads in the air, completely switched off from the game. Fernandes then turns away, not switched on to the game, and Ugarte is scratching his head. And while that is happening, Damsgaard sneaks into this pocket, left open by 4 players sulking. This is the lead up to Bayinder's save from Collins' header. We can see Maguire at this point is touch tight. All Collins does is step back 2 yards. Maguire leaves him, and Collins gets a free header from here, and Maguire is getting a new contract. Now, this is the most pathetic part of the game for me, and surprise surprise, it involved Captain Fantastic, the Portuguese Magnifico. If he stands there, there is no progression. But what does Fernandes do? He moves out to the way, opening this avenue. Now, to make sure you saw that right, I'm showing it again. Again, if the Portuguese Magnifico stands there, United are good. But he lays down the red carpet, and Coyote goes exactly where Fernandes was standing. When your captain does things like this, and for the regulars, you know he does this all the time from my videos, what chance have you got as a club? If we look at the tactical impact of this, to shut this space down, De Ligt gets pulled up and Mbeumo gets pulled in, opening the pitch up elsewhere. The Devil's verdict is, if Amorim goes and these 4 stay, not much changes. These are the remainders of the Ollie Rangnick season. It's no coincidence that these 4 start and we get our worst performance of the season. This is our core seniority at the club, and we see time and time again the rock bottom standards they set. Now, I said you see, but whether you acknowledge is another matter. I go back to what I said in another video. It was Ronaldo, then Martial, then McFred, then De Gea, then Rashford, then Sancho, then Garnacho. They have all gone, yet the standards are getting worse, because these were byproducts of the real issues. Go back to the noise made by fans to keep Ten Hag. Ratcliffe cowered and kept him. The first people to turn on Ten Hag were the same people who clamoured to keep him when they booed him for substituting who? Yes, you guessed it, Garnacho against Liverpool. And look at the reception he got when he came back last week. This club is rotten from the inside out, and the people who unsubscribe and leave keyboard warrior comments for the truth being told are the first people to moan, bitch and whine when their beloved United lose. Goodbye to them, but to the rest of you, see you in the next one.